Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Tom Keene with Paul Sweeney and Bloomberg's Lisa Mateo. They have Sam Altman trying to buy Google Chrome. Now, 5 days ago, Perplexity.
Yes.
4 guys from Berkeley
Right.
were trying to buy Google Chrome. We expect Lisa Mateo to put in an offer for Google Chrome here. We'll have much more on this, but just so you understand that this is a movable feast here in this technology. And we're going to, next week, we're really committed to giving you a lot on this. With the Stock Movers this morning, it's a podcast. Lisa Mateo.
All right, I want to start with UnitedHealth, ticker UNH. Their shares have been up as much as 11% before the bell, and it's pushing up Dow futures as well. So the reason why Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway bought about 5 million shares of UnitedHealth, and that's granting Berkshire a stake worth about $1.6 billion. The company has been facing a lot of crises. It reported earnings below Wall Street estimates for the first time in more than a decade. It's replacing its CEO, announced plans to replace the CFO. But that wasn't the only action. There was a lot going on. So Berkshire also sold its $1 billion stake in T-Mobile. They sold about 20 million shares of Apple, although Apple's still their top holding. They trimmed its holding in Bank of America, selling about 26 million shares. And then they tweaked its investment in U.S. homebuilders, building its stake in Lennar and D.R. Horton. So Lennar shares, ticker LEN, their shares have been up as much as 3%. So a lot going on because of Berkshire.
You mentioned you bought somebody public a million years ago, a billboard company?
Lamar Advertising.
Billboards in 2025?
You can't click through a billboard. You can't switch the channel on a billboard. And more people are driving.
Do you remember Barbasol? Your parents would drive out west, and there'd be these red signs along the road, and it'd be one word, Lisa, like you need Barbasol, whatever it was.
Right, in a row.
This is like ancient history. This is before television, Lisa.
Yes.
It's hard to believe. Okay, billboards.
Billboards, yes.
The graduate, they said plastics.
Right, yes,
They're
exactly.
whisper it around. Billboards, continue. One more. What do you got?
You got it. Intel, ticker INTC, their shares have been up as much as 2%. So this is from sources at Bloomberg, right? The Trump administration, they're saying, is in talks with the chipmaker to have the U.S. government take a stake in the company. So here's what they're saying. They're saying a deal would help shore up Intel's planned factory in Ohio. And the company had promised to turn that into the world's largest chip-making facility, but it was delayed a number of times. It comes as a number of things, right? You remember Intel's president, Lip-Bu Tan, met with President Trump at the White House. The president had called for Tan's resignation, but concerns because of his ties to China. That was a concern. But details are still being worked out about this Intel-Trump administration thing. The agreement, though, it would boost Intel's finances. The time when the company's been doing things like slashing spending, also cutting jobs, too, on top of it. Finally, I want to squeeze in Applied Materials, ticker AMAT, down as much as 13%. That's why I want to squeeze it in, the largest American producer of chip-making gear. So disappointing sales and profit forecasts. That sparked back up those concerns that the U.S. trade dispute with China is kind of weighing on demand. The issue, the CEO said the company's seeing less demand from customers in China. That's number one. But it's also facing delays in approvals for exporting the technology there.
I'm so glad you do this. Thank you. Paul, I have no ability on this. We're going to manufacture high-tech Pacific Rim products in America. Is there proof of concept?
I don't know, but I think certainly the investments are being made, the policies being implemented, and we'll see how the economics shake out here because that's kind of the whole issue behind offshoring in the first place.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.